Hello everyone. Let me be honest, this video is very important for you. So, I want to share something crucial with you. This isn't like other videos that give you 5 quick tips to improve your life and then end. This isn't about feeling motivated for just 10 minutes with no real change. This is something bigger and more real. Today, we'll talk about the difference between having a peaceful life and a painful one. We live in a world where everyone wants you to react to them. People say mean things to you because they want to control you. They ignore you because they want to hurt you. They tell lies about you just to watch you fall apart. And most people react right away, with strong emotions and loudly. They lose their peace. They lose their self-control. They lose their power. The sad truth is that most people don't understand how they're hurting their own lives with their reactions. Think about that one argument that ended a friendship, that one text message that broke a relationship, that one moment of anger that changed everything. Today, I ask you to slow down and listen carefully. If you truly understand what I'm going to share, you'll become someone who doesn't just survive in life. You'll become someone who is untouchable, calm, strong, focused, and peaceful. Not because the world is easy, but because you won't let the world control your mind anymore. This video isn't just for people who want to be successful. It's for people who are tired of being controlled by their emotions. It's for people who are ready to take back their power. I promise you that if you stay with me until the end, you'll understand a kind of strength that most people never learn in their whole lives. This video doesn't just motivate you. It also helps you build strong English skills. Every word is simple. Every sentence teaches you about strength and clear thinking. It's not just about speaking better English. It's about thinking better in English. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Reacting means they control you. When someone can make you angry with just one word. When someone can change your whole mood with one sentence. When you let their insults, their silence, or their opinions shake you. You're no longer in control of your life. You're being controlled like a puppet, and your emotions are the strings. People think that reacting quickly shows strength. But reacting fast doesn't mean you're powerful. It means you're easy to control. Every time you react without thinking, you give away something valuable: your peace, your energy, your power. Think about this. How many moments in your life were ruined because you reacted too quickly? How many times did you shout at someone you love and then feel sorry later? How many times did you send an angry message and wished you could take it back? This is what being controlled by emotions looks like. You might not have chains on your hands, but your emotions are controlled by the world around you. And the worst part is, you might not even realize it. For example, there was a young man working in an office. He worked hard, stayed late, and followed all the rules. But one day during a team meeting, his manager criticized him in front of everyone. It wasn't fair. It wasn't true. And in that moment, he got very angry. He shouted, argued, and tried to defend himself. Everyone became quiet. The room felt tense. Later, the manager just walked away calmly. And this young man became known as the emotional guy, not as the hardworking or intelligent person he was. His one reaction destroyed the image he had built for years. He didn't win. He lost because he let someone else control how he responded. The solution, the 5-second rule that changes everything. Here's what strong people do. They pause. Next time someone disrespects you, lies to you, shouts at you, ignores you, or insults you, don't speak. Don't move. Don't react. Just breathe. Take a breath in and out for 5 seconds. In those 5 seconds, You take back control of yourself, something nobody else should have. When you pause, something amazing happens. The strong emotion starts to go away. The anger starts to calm down. And your brain starts to think clearly instead of just feeling angry. You can still respond if you need to, but now your words will be strong, not foolish. Your actions will be wise, not emotional. This simple habit of pausing will change your whole life. In relationships, in work, in arguments, in family problems, in everything. Because when you don't react, you're not weak. You're powerful. You're untouchable. You're free. Lesson 2. Most reactions become regrets. There are moments in life we wish we could go back and change. One message, one word, one shout, one decision, made in anger, made in fear, made without thinking. And these are the moments we carry with us for years. You don't remember the insult they gave you as much as how you reacted. You don't carry the failure itself, but how you broke down when it happened. You don't carry the problem, but your emotional reaction to it. People think that reacting quickly means you're being real or honest. But in truth, fast reactions come from pain, not power. Reacting is what you do when you're trying to survive, not when you're trying to grow. We shout when we feel small. We blame others when we feel weak. We fight when we feel hurt. But when the moment is gone, what's left? Guilt, shame, regret. We start to think, I should have stayed quiet. I should have taken a moment. I should have let it go. But by then, it's too late. Because reactions can't be taken back. Words don't disappear, actions can't be erased, and people don't forget. Think about it. How many people have you pushed away because you reacted too quickly? How many arguments could have been avoided? How many relationships could have been saved? How many peaceful days did you ruin just because you let a bad moment control you? And here's the most painful truth. Sometimes you don't realize what you've lost until it's too late to fix it. There was a woman who loved her younger sister very much. They were close like best friends. But one day during a family gathering, the sister made a sarcastic comment about something sensitive, something that touched an old wound. In that moment, the woman exploded. She shouted in front of everyone. She said things she couldn't take back. Things that weren't even true, just full of old pain and buried emotions. The family stood in silence. The sister left. Days passed. Weeks passed. But the relationship never recovered. Years later, that woman often looked at a photo of the two of them and cried. Not because of what her sister said, but because of how she reacted. One moment, one reaction, a lifetime of regret. The solution: train yourself to respond, not react. This is a mindset, a skill, a daily practice. When something painful happens, you must tell yourself this. This emotion is real. But my reaction is a choice. Yes, you feel hurt. Yes, it's unfair. Yes, you want to scream. But don't. Instead, pause. Close your mouth. Stay still. Let the emotion rise, but don't act on it. Feel the anger, the sadness, the fear, but only in silence. Name what you're feeling. Ask yourself, am I reacting to what just happened, or to something old that still hurts inside me? Wait 10 minutes, or 1 hour, or even a day. Then, and only then, respond with truth, with calm, with power. This one habit can save relationships. It can save your peace. It can save your future. Because reacting might feel strong in the moment, but peace is stronger, and peace never creates regret. Lesson 3. Silence is a superpower. The world loves noise. People are always talking, arguing, explaining, trying to prove they're right, trying to win, trying to look strong. But here's a truth you won't hear in most videos. The strongest people aren't the loudest ones. They're the quiet ones who don't need to speak to prove anything. You see, silence is misunderstood. People think silence is weakness, that if you're quiet, you're scared, that if you walk away, you're afraid. But the truth is the opposite. It takes more strength to stay calm than to shout. It takes more wisdom to walk away than to argue. It takes more power to say nothing when everything in you wants to fight. Silence is control. Silence is focus. Silence is dignity. Because when you stay silent, people don't know what you're thinking. They don't know what you'll do next. They don't know if they've hurt you or if you've already won. And that mystery is power. For example, there was a man who was publicly shamed on social media by his former friend. False stories, changed screenshots, complete character assassination. Everyone expected him to fight back. Everyone waited for him to share his side, to go live, to reply. But he didn't. He said nothing. People called him weak, coward, guilty. But he stayed silent. 6 months later, the truth came out. The friend who lied was exposed by someone else. The man's silence was now seen as dignity, class, strength. Because while others were screaming, he was winning. Quietly. The solution: use silence as a weapon, not a weakness. You don't need to respond to every insult. You don't need to explain yourself to people who have already made up their minds. You don't need to post, message, defend, or fight for your dignity. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing. Let your silence speak louder than your words ever could. Here's how to use silence as power in conflict. Say, "I understand," and walk away. Don't argue. Let their own words hurt them. In drama, don't join the noise. Step back. Let the truth come out by itself. When disrespected, don't shout. Don't cry. Don't explain. Look them in the eyes and say nothing. People will notice. And when they do, you win. Not by reacting, but by rising above it. Lesson 4. Not everything deserves your energy. One of the biggest mistakes you can make in life is trying to fight every battle, defend yourself in every argument, prove your worth to every critic, respond to every message, every insult, every misunderstanding. It might seem brave, but in reality, this is how you destroy your energy, your peace, your focus, and your future. Because here's what you must understand. Not everything is worth your time. Not everyone deserves a reaction from you. Not every problem needs your emotional involvement. You have limited energy each day. And every time you give it to the wrong person, you have less left for the right things. You give your energy to gossip, and you lose energy for your goals. You give your energy to hate, and you lose energy for love. You give your energy to things that drain you, and then you wonder why you feel empty. Some people want your reaction not because they care about you, but because it makes them feel important to see you upset, broken, or angry. They don't want peace. They want drama. And if you keep getting involved in their world, you'll never build your own. For example, there was a college student, bright, disciplined, focused. She used to study late, work hard, and have big dreams. But one day, someone spread lies about her. They said she cheated on a test. People whispered about her. Some stopped talking to her. She was angry. She wrote long posts online, tried to explain herself to everyone. She cried at night, wondering why nobody believed her. Weeks passed. She lost focus. She stopped studying. She stopped dreaming. She became bitter. All because she gave her energy to something she should have walked away from. She could have said nothing. She could have let her actions speak. But she gave her energy to people who never deserved it. Years later, she said something heartbreaking. I didn't lose because of what they said. I lost because I tried to fix what didn't matter. The solution: learn to protect your energy like it's gold. Here's what you must do. Create a list in your mind. What deserves my energy today? If something isn't on that list, walk away from it. Don't fight small battles. You're not here to win arguments. You're here to win your life. Stop explaining yourself to people who are determined to misunderstand you. If they've already judged you, your words won't change anything. Respond only where growth is possible. If the conversation won't help you improve, it's a trap. This isn't weakness. This is wisdom. You don't have to join every fight you're invited to, because peace isn't found in winning every battle. Peace is found in knowing which battles aren't worth fighting at all. Lesson 5. The one who stays calm wins. The world respects people who stay calm when everything is falling apart. Calm people are trusted. Calm people are respected. Calm people make better decisions, build better relationships, and live stronger lives. Why? Because when you stay calm, you keep your power. When you stay calm, you see clearly. When you stay calm, you become the leader in every room, even if you say nothing. Most people live like storms. They shout, panic, cry, blame, react, lose control, and wonder why nothing works. But the person who stays calm becomes the storm's opposite, the stillness that scares it away. Calmness doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It means you've learned to handle pain with strength, not with panic. For example, there was once a man on a crowded train. Suddenly, another man entered the train car. He was drunk, angry, pushing people, shouting, and wild. Everyone became tense. Some shouted back, some moved away, some started recording, but one old man remained still, calm, unshaken. The angry man approached him, ready to fight. The old man looked him in the eyes and said calmly, "Whatever happened to you today? I'm sorry it brought you this far." The drunk man stopped. His hands relaxed. His eyes softened. He sat down and cried. The entire train was silent because one calm man changed the energy of the whole room. He didn't react. He didn't fight. He understood something others didn't. This is not about me. That's what calm people know, that not every storm outside has to become a storm inside you. The solution: build the discipline of calmness. Calmness isn't natural. You have to train for it like a warrior trains for battle. Here's how. Breathe deeply often. Breathing isn't just a habit. It's a tool. When your body is calm, your mind follows. Observe before speaking. Let people show who they are. Let situations develop. Then respond with thought, not emotion. Separate your emotions before you act. Ask yourself, am I acting from truth or from pain? If it's pain, wait. If it's truth, proceed. Practice calmness in small things: spilled coffee, delayed train, a rude message. These are your training sessions. The more you practice calmness in small storms, the more ready you'll be when life brings bigger ones. Remember, anyone can scream, anyone can cry, anyone can panic. But the person who can stay in a difficult situation and still see clearly, still speak gently, still act wisely, that person wins. Because life always follows the calm mind, not the loud one. Lesson 6. Reaction is habit. Response is power. Most people don't realize this. They're not reacting because they're angry. They're reacting because they've always reacted. Reacting has become their habit. It's automatic. It's emotional. It's not a choice anymore. And when something becomes a habit, you stop questioning it. You just do it. Someone disrespects you, you fight back. Someone ignores you, you get upset. Someone cuts in front of you in traffic, you shout. You don't stop to ask, do I need to react to this? You just react, because that's what you've always done. But here's the powerful truth. Reaction is automatic. Response is intentional. And only one of them leads to peace, success, respect, and power. Let's understand the difference. A reaction is fast, emotional, uncontrolled. It comes from a hurt place inside you. A response is calm, clear, thoughtful. It comes from a strong place inside you. The person who reacts is like a volcano, loud, wild, destructive. But the person who responds is like the ocean, deep, steady, untouchable. You must ask yourself today, are you reacting like a machine or responding like a leader? Because those who respond control their life. Those who react are controlled by their emotions. For example, there was once a young man who worked as a waiter in a busy restaurant. He was kind, focused, and always respectful. One evening, a rich customer walked in. He was rude, felt entitled, snapped his fingers, gave orders sharply, and finally, when his food was delayed, shouted across the room, "Are you deaf, stupid, or just lazy?" The entire restaurant became quiet. Everyone expected the young man to fight back, to react, to defend himself, but he didn't. He looked at the man, smiled, and said with calm, steady eyes, "Sir, I'm doing my best. If that's not good enough for you today, I understand, but I'll continue to serve you with respect because that's who I am." The room went silent. The customer, who came in looking powerful, now looked small. The waiter, who seemed powerless, now stood tall. The manager watched the whole thing and offered the young man a promotion that same night. Why? Because he had learned what most people never do. Reaction is instinct. Response is wisdom. The deep reason we react. We react when we're unaware of our own wounds. If you were always ignored as a child, you'll overreact to being ignored now. If you were once humiliated, you'll overreact to any small disrespect. If you were once abandoned, you'll overreact to distance in a relationship. So reacting isn't about the person in front of you. It's about the pain inside you that was never healed. And until you understand that, you'll keep reacting to things that don't deserve your pain. You'll keep giving your peace to situations that don't deserve your attention. The solution: turn reaction into awareness, then into response. You can break the habit. You can retrain your mind. Here's how. Pause before everything. Even if it's just one breath, take it. Break the automatic pattern. That one breath creates space, and space is where power lives. Ask yourself one question. Is this about now or about something old? Many times, the emotion you're feeling isn't about the present moment. It's a memory, a wound, a trigger. Awareness is how you take back control. Respond with truth, not emotion. Truth is strong. Emotion is unstable. Speak only when your truth is clear and your heart is calm. Practice response daily, even in small things. Train yourself when someone cuts in front of you in traffic. Train yourself when your friend forgets to text back. Train yourself when life feels unfair. Each moment is practice. Each breath is a chance to become stronger. The world doesn't need more people who react. It needs more people who respond. Because the people who stay calm, the people who choose awareness over anger, the people who think before they speak and feel before they act, those are the ones who rise. Those are the ones who lead. Those are the ones who are remembered, not for their noise, but for their grace. And now the question is yours. Will you keep reacting from the pain of your past, or will you start responding from the strength of your future? Lesson 7. If you want peace, let go of ego. There's a reason people suffer so much in silence. It's not always because of pain. It's not always because of fear. It's not even because of others. Most of the time, it's because of ego. That silent, invisible voice inside that says, "They should have treated me better. I need to prove I was right. I deserve more respect. They don't see my value. And that hurts me. I can't let them win." And so you react. You respond. You fight. You explain. Not because it's necessary, but because your ego wants attention. But what you don't realize is that ego isn't your power. Ego is your prison. It's the reason you stay stuck, angry, bitter, and not free. The ego wants to be seen, loved, admired, respected, and praised all the time. But when the world doesn't give you those things, and it won't, the ego panics. And when the ego panics, you react. You shout in the middle of an argument because your ego says, "They can't talk to me like that." You reply to a hateful comment because your ego says, "They don't know who I am." You explain your side in every fight because your ego says, "I must defend myself." But here's the truth nobody wants to hear. You don't need to defend what's already real. You don't need to prove what already exists. And you don't need to be loud to be right. The moment you drop the ego, you rise. Because the ego lives in pain, but your true self lives in peace. For example, there was a man who spent years working for a company. He gave everything, his time, his health, his loyalty. But one day, without warning, the company replaced him. No apology, no gratitude, nothing. He was filled with rage. His ego screamed, "How could they do this to me? Don't they know who I am? I gave them everything." He wanted to go public to expose the company, to get revenge. But before doing anything, he spoke to his grandmother, a woman who had lived through wars, betrayals, poverty, and still had peace in her eyes. She said, "My child, listen to me carefully. You don't heal by proving others wrong. You heal by proving to yourself that their actions will not control your future." Those words changed him forever. He didn't fight. He didn't attack. He walked away in silence, with dignity, with clarity. 6 months later, he started his own company quietly, working consistently. Years later, he was more successful than the people who had betrayed him because he let go of ego and held on to peace. Why ego makes you react? Because ego is loud. It can't accept disrespect. It can't tolerate rejection. It can't survive silence. And so every time someone questions your worth, every time someone forgets your value, every time someone walks away without explanation, your ego explodes. But here's the danger. Ego wants revenge. Your true self wants freedom. And if you keep choosing ego, you'll keep losing peace. You'll react to every comment. You'll argue with every foolish person. You'll destroy relationships just to win temporary battles. But when the battle ends, you'll be alone with your ego and without your peace. The solution: let go of ego. Choose peace every single time. This is the most important part. You can't master your emotions if you don't face your ego. Catch the voice. The moment you feel the urge to prove, fight, attack, or explain, pause. Ask, is this my true self speaking or my ego screaming? Let people be wrong about you. It's hard, but it's powerful. Not everyone deserves access to your truth. Let them misunderstand you. Let them talk. You don't owe everyone a version of yourself that makes them comfortable. Stop fighting to be right. The need to be right is often the reason we stay stuck in negative energy. Ask yourself what's more important, being right or being at peace. Choose silence where ego wants to scream. The next time someone disrespects you and you feel anger rising, breathe, smile, walk away. Not because you're weak, but because you're not controlled by something as fragile as ego anymore. Remember, your worth isn't up for debate. You don't need to react to prove it. You don't need to speak to protect it. You just need to live it with calmness, with clarity, and with quiet confidence. When you let go of ego, something beautiful happens. You stop chasing validation. You stop reacting to noise. You stop proving your worth. And for the first time in your life, you feel light. You feel free. You feel unshakable. Because peace doesn't live in the loud. It lives in the still, in the calm, in the quiet heart that no longer needs to win every argument. That's the kind of strength most people never find. But you just did. Now choose it. Not once, not twice, but every day. Because the less you need to react, the more power you truly have. And the less ego you carry, the more peace you will feel forever. Conclusion. Now you know the truth. You don't need to react to everything. You don't need to fight every battle. You don't need to prove your worth to people who never saw it in the first place. You don't need to carry the noise, the drama, the pain just because the world throws it at you. You are more than your reactions. You are more than your anger. You are more than the storms that come and go. You are calm. You are deep. You are steady. And now you are free. From this moment forward, may you never lose your peace again. Not for anything, not for anyone. May your silence become your strength. May your calmness become your confidence. May your wisdom become your way of life. And whenever the world tries to pull you into chaos, pause, breathe, remember who you are. You don't belong in the noise. You were born for something greater, peace, purpose, and quiet power. So stay still, stay true, and keep rising silently. Because sometimes the loudest thing you can ever say is nothing at all. Thank you for listening. I'm proud of you. And from my heart to yours, may you find strength, peace, and a life that no reaction can destroy. Take care of your mind. Protect your soul. And never forget that you're not weak for staying calm. You are powerful beyond words. If you like this video, please support it by liking and subscribing to the channel. Also, share your real-life experiences in the comments. When you tell your stories, you inspire others. Together we grow stronger. Remember, calm people win. Silent people are strong. And you? You are ready to rise. I will see you in the next video. Stay peaceful. Stay powerful. You have got this.